Ever heard of fentanyl? The opioid is fueling the most lethal drug crisis in America's history.
The trafficking of fentanyl and other synthetic opioids into the United States has become a national security emergency.
Overdose deaths in the U.S. involving synthetic opioids, primarily fentanyl, rose to almost 74,000 in 2022. According to the World Health Organization, 80% of worldwide drug-induced deaths are related to opioid use. But now, a new substance is emerging in illicit drug markets. It's up to 40 times more powerful than fentanyl and up to 500 times stronger than heroin. Nitazenes. The highly potent synthetic opioids started to appear in greater frequency in 2019. Since then, hundreds of people have overdosed from the drug across Europe, the UK, and the US. Estonia has witnessed a rapid increase in the proportion of deaths linked to the drug, currently standing at 55%, a figure higher than any other country. This deadly drug has, like fentanyl, made its way into counterfeit prescription medicines, including fake oxycodone and benzodiazepine pills, as well as street drugs like cocaine, heroin, and ketamine. This one is also marketed differently. It's not only being traded on the shadowy dark web or on the street, but advertised openly for sale on public websites, from trade platforms to social media. Where are these lab-made drugs coming from? Who is behind this influx of super-strength opioids? And how are these images of young Asian models and celebrities connected to it all? Bellingcat with Estonian paper Postimees investigates the deadly opioid market targeting Europe. Before we delve into the who and how, let's first discuss the what. What are nitazenes? They're not a drug class many are familiar with. Nitazenes were first developed to help people as a medicine, developed in the 1950s as an alternative to the natural opioid morphine. But the substance is hundreds of times more powerful than the widely used painkiller, which is one of the reasons why the drug was never approved as a medicine. It is so potent that even traces of the drug can lead to overdose. But this class of synthetic opioids is gaining a foothold around the world. Poppy production was banned after the Taliban came to power in Afghanistan, leading to a massive drop in opium production and potentially opening up underground markets for new drugs. More dangerous drugs like nitazenes, which are lab-made and very cheap to manufacture. Thomas Peachman, Senior Research Officer with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, said, "At some stage we know for sure heroin will dry out, and then there's a danger that some of those people may go into nitazenes. And that's a particular danger because of its high potency." Nitazenes have become more visible not just on illicit trade routes, but on the internet in advertisements. Bellingcat and Postimees conducted a months-long investigation into the networks pushing the drugs to European markets and discovered more than 1,000 online ads selling 6 of the most common types of nitazenes offered for worldwide delivery. Our findings show a series of entities linked to these nitazene ads match listings for companies on China's official corporate register. They include one registered company that is advertising scores of nitazenes online, even today. The promotional material might not be what you'd expect from a drug ad. A young woman dressed in a schoolgirl uniform poses in front of a brown bag resembling breadcrumbs. Alongside her is a phone number, an email address, and 2 QR codes, and central to the image the word isotonitazene, one of the variants of the drug. The description says delivery is guaranteed, and that the product can be shipped safely to Europe, the US, the UK, and beyond, telling those interested to reach out via the phone number or email listed. This ad is not alone in its style. Many of the ads we traced used photographs of young models, celebrities, or iconic characters like Patrick from SpongeBob to market their drugs. The adverts are all over the internet. We found examples on an Australian fishing forum, on a Congolese media site, all the way to Isu, a popular publishing platform. They're also on a popular Indian business-to-business website, IndiaMart. The ads were found on dozens of websites, including prominent Asian-headquartered marketplaces targeting international buyers, such as TradeFord, TradeKey, and TradeAsia. Many listed Chinese company names. We took a good look at the ads and focused on the details. We searched phone numbers and email addresses, company registries, filed public requests for information, and analyzed social media accounts. We were able to find links between some of these commercials and registered Chinese companies. Most of the sellers appear to have gone to great lengths to conceal their true identities. They are shape-shifting entities that change their contact details and sometimes even Photoshop their names onto images of seemingly unconnected large factories. Here's an example taken from one of these companies' websites. On the left is an image claiming to show the Nitazene supplier's office building, whereas on the right you can see the same building for an unrelated company which is active on Alibaba.com. Others appear more willing to share details of their drug dealing, openly advertising their Nitazene production. This is one example found on a chemical manufacturer company's website. Within the ad, they even acknowledge that using the drug has led to deaths. Metanitazene is a psychoactive substance that joins a growing list of synthetic opioids contributing to overdose deaths. And then there's Guangzhou Wanjiang Biotechnology Co. Limited, a registered company in China that offers a safe door-to-door delivery service, including to Europe, the UK, the US, and Australia. It boasts discreet packaging and shipments that 100% pass customs. The company's website openly advertises Nitazenes, and its Telegram account regularly posts images and videos of various drugs, including Nitazenes. Chinese websites must obtain an Internet Content Provider (ICP) filing from the government to operate legally. To do so, a company would have to confirm a business registration and submit documents proving their identity. We searched Guangzhou Wanjiang's URL on the Chinese government's ICP portal, confirming that it is registered on this official system. The record lists a company along with the same government-issued ICP number displayed on the footer of its Nitazene advertising website. It also has a listing on Chemical Book, a chemical e-commerce platform which is tagged with an enterprise certification badge. According to Chemical Book, certified companies have submitted their corporate registration information for review and approval by Chemical Book staff in order to improve customer trust. Through Chemical Book listings, we found links to a Guangzhou Wanjiang rep. Following that profile, we found their email address was listed on an e-commerce listing for children's bicycles, alongside an email address featured on a U.S. sanctions list. C4ADS, a Washington, D.C.-based nonprofit focused on illicit networks, previously reported that companies associated with illegal Chinese fentanyl sales were linked to advertisements for children's bikes and toys. Other companies have known ties to major criminal networks involved in the sale of fentanyl. In October 2023, the U.S. Treasury sanctioned Jiangsu Bangdea New Material Technology, a Chinese company accused of shipping protonitazene and metanitazene to Florida. An intermediary company that reportedly accepted payments for Jiangsu Bangdea was linked to this individual. Yip Chun Fat operated a chemical company accused of trafficking methamphetamine, fentanyl, and other synthetic drugs to America. The U.S. government is currently offering $5 million for information leading to his arrest. Our partner Postimees was particularly interested in investigating this story because Estonia was one of the first countries hit by Nitazenes. In less than 3 years, 127 people have died from the drugs. Nitazenes have taken hold, experts say, because the drugs can be bought cheaply and sold for many times the price, making them highly profitable for drug dealers. Court hearings from Estonia provide an insight into what we might expect to find in other European countries. The drugs are detailed to have been concealed in a myriad of ways, from envelopes and sachets to being stashed in forests and stuffed inside Kinder Egg chocolates. One court verdict from August 2024 shows a man was jailed after ordering 2 shipments of protonitazene. Postimees was granted permission to inspect the court files related to the case, which showed the drugs were ordered from a U.S. phone number that links to a Chinese website offering pharmaceuticals for sale. Archived versions of the website, which say it is based in Nanjing City, show that it previously advertised 3 types of nitazenes, including protonitazenes. The drugs have a 99% purity level according to the ads and are transported in 1 kilo and 5 kilo bags or 25 kilo drums. Archived versions of the site say the pharmaceutical company is focused on serving foreign customers and that its products have been sent to more than 30 countries. The court judgment said the drugs were shipped from a DHL distributor in Cologne, Germany, before arriving in Estonia. Nitazenes are so strong they can be packaged and sealed in small quantities, which makes it hard to spot when the drug is being smuggled across borders. Many of the Estonian court cases featured users and sellers carrying less than 1 gram. In Sweden, authorities intercepted a shipment in Stockholm containing almost 49 grams of isotoniazine that was labeled as nail paste. The drugs came directly from the Minhang district in Shanghai, according to the scanned package label we obtained through a public information request to Swedish Customs. So far, at least 20 European countries have identified nitazenes within their borders since 2019. The US, Canada, and Australia have also grappled with outbreaks over the past 5 years. China banned 9 nitazenes in 2024 in an effort to control their spread. But 23 different types of the drug have now been confirmed worldwide, up from just 1 in 2019. Drug manufacturers are tweaking their formulas to get around new legislation. Isotoniazine, for example, arrived on the market in 2019, was banned in Estonia, China, and at the UN level years later, only to re-emerge as isobutanidazine and N-desethyl isotoniazine. They are also often cut in, masquerading as painkillers. In 2023, almost 6,000 fake oxycodone tablets containing N-desethyl isotoniazine were seized in Portugal, and 12,600 fake oxycodone tablets containing metonidazine were seized in Poland. This industry doesn't seem to be slowing down, while manufacturers are modifying their molecules to get around regulations, and the adverts continue to pop up in all corners of the internet. People across the world are being introduced to nitazenes, resulting in even more victims of the super-strength opioid. Bellingcat contacted the platforms hosting nitazene ads. Those that responded said ads for illegal drugs were prohibited on their platforms and would be removed. While some websites have been proactive, listings for the drugs still littered the internet at the time of publication. To read more about what the trading and social media platforms said, visit Bellingcat. You can find our partner Postimes reporting on this issue here, and read more details about our investigation on bellingcat.com.